A Champions League night wrapped up with three stories that couldn't have been more different. PSG stamped their authority with the cold efficiency of a champion. In Munich, Harry Kane's class shone through, proving why he's one of the deadliest strikers on the planet. And at Anfield, Liverpool delivered a heart-stopping finish that spoke volumes about their resilience. Three different paths to victory, all pointing to the same truth. This is Champions League pedigree. At the Parc des Princes, Paris Saint-Germain stepped onto the pitch under a cloud of anticipation, and no small amount of doubt after a turbulent summer. But what followed was nothing short of a statement from the reigning champions. A 4-0 demolition of Atalanta that screamed, "We're ready to defend our crown." What stood out wasn't PSG waiting for flashes of brilliance from their superstar names, it was the collective. From the very first minutes, their pressing was relentless. In just the third minute, Captain Marquinhos pressed high, stole the ball, and combined with Fabian Ruiz for the opener. That goal was worth more than its number on the scoreboard. It showed a new PSG, one that strikes early and dictates the tempo with discipline. The entire first half was domination. Barcola, Hakimi, and Nuno Mendes kept peppering the goal, forcing Carnesecchi into save after save to prevent a full-blown rout. The second half only underlined the gulf. Nuno Mendes, still just 23, reminded everyone why he's considered among Europe's best fullbacks. His dazzling dribble and laser finish from an absurdly tight angle in the 51st minute was pure class, stretching the scoreline to 3-0. And just before the final whistle, a defensive lapse from Bellanova gifted Gonçalo Ramos IV, sealing the night as a Parisian party. The numbers only sharpened the message. This was PSG's biggest group stage win in the Champions League since 2017. 4 straight victories in this campaign already. Consistency, control, and a ruthless edge. And there was a human touch to it all. Luis Enrique, back on the touchline after a cycling accident days earlier, embodying the grit and focus of this team. PSG have long grown used to the doubters, the whispers of fragility, the talk of implosions. But this time feels different. The balance, the depth, the steel, they're no longer just a constellation of stars shining alone. This is a team, a machine, a true European powerhouse. And their 4-0 win was more than a result. It was a warning to the rest of Europe. PSG mean business. At the Allianz Arena, the Champions League once again reminded us of a timeless truth. On this stage, it's the elite strikers who decide everything. Bayern Munich opened their campaign with a 3-1 victory over Chelsea, and once again, Harry Kane was the man at the center of it all. His brace, a coolly taken penalty, and a sharp, swiveling finish did more than just secure 3 points. It carved another chapter into the legacy of England's number 9. The numbers tell a deeper story. Kane has now scored 21 Champions League goals for Bayern, matching the 21 he once struck in Tottenham colours. That feat puts him in a rare club. Only Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar have ever scored 20 or more in Europe's premier competition for 2 different teams. It's a milestone that speaks to both his longevity and his ability to adapt at the very highest level. And with this brace, he's overtaken Sergio Aguero to break into the all-time top 10 scorers in Champions League history. For a striker once branded with the tag of never a winner, this competition is where he's rewriting his narrative. Beating Chelsea felt less like a routine win and more like a message to Europe. Kane is no longer watching from the sidelines. He's shaping the biggest nights. There was another landmark on the night. Manuel Neuer, the German wall between the posts, notched up his 100th Champions League win, just the 4th player in history to reach that mark, alongside Ronaldo, Thomas Müller, and Iker Casillas. It's a number that reflects nearly 2 decades of dominance from a goalkeeper who still stands tall as Bayern's undisputed number 1. And with Kane's penalty, Bayern extended their perfect run from the spot in this competition to 12 straight conversions, 8 of those from Kane himself. Tactically, Bayern didn't strangle Chelsea with possession. They played with control, patience, waiting for their moments. Michael Olise and Luis Diaz offered Chelsea bursts of pace and invention. But when it came to the decisive blows, the script was familiar. Kane's intelligent movement earned the penalty, he buried it, and later capitalized on a defensive error to kill the contest. For Chelsea, the defeat was a stark reminder of the gap between a team still under construction and a machine already refined. Cole Palmer provided their brightest spark, scoring on his 100th club appearance and taking his tally of goals and assists to 73. Only Salah and Haaland have been more productive over the same span, a testament to his rising stardom. Yet, on a night when Palmer showcased promise, the contrast was unavoidable. A young talent growing into the spotlight against a world-class finisher who has already conquered it, time and time again. Chelsea have a future, but the present still belongs to Kane, Bayern, and the giants of Europe. Anfield delivered yet another heart-stopping Champions League night as Liverpool edged past Atletico Madrid 3-2 thanks to a 92nd-minute winner from Virgil van Dijk. The opening 6 minutes felt like the game was already written. Andy Robertson struck first, finishing off a scrappy Salah set piece before the Egyptian himself doubled the lead with his trademark composure. But Atletico Madrid are never an easy kill. Marcos Llorente silenced the Cop with a stunning brace, dragging the contest back level, before Van Dijk rose highest in stoppage time to head home Szoboszlai's corner and keep all 3 points in Merseyside. The numbers make it even more remarkable. Liverpool have now won all 5 of their competitive matches this season, and all 5 decided by goals in the final 10 minutes. Van Dijk's late header was already the Reds' 4th stoppage-time strike this campaign, double that of any other Premier League club. It's the mark of a side that may falter for 80 minutes, but always finds a way when opponents are at their weakest. There was another layer of history. For the first time in 418 European games, Liverpool started a match without a single English player in the 11, a symbolic shift in the Arne Slot era. Record signing Alexander Isak made his Champions League debut in red. He didn't get on the score sheet, nor join the list of Liverpool players to mark their debut with a goal, but his movement, hold-up play, and link-up hinted at what's to come. Atletico, for their part, left their own scar once again. Llorente, a recurring nightmare at Anfield. From a wider lens, this night embodied the essence of Champions League DNA. PSG triumphed with the collective power of reigning champions. Bayern won through the ice-cold finishing of a striker, building his legacy. And Liverpool, they did it through sheer defiance, the refusal to bow, the certainty that even when the script turns against them, the ending is never final until Anfield decides it is. Victories like these bring more than just 3 points. They carry a belief woven into the club's history that under the floodlights in the dying minutes, Anfield can always conjure magic. That, more than any stat, is what makes this competition priceless. And so, the night told us why the Champions League remains the grandest stage in club football. Paris Saint-Germain showed the steel of champions defending their throne. Bayern gave Kane and Neuer another place in the history books. Liverpool proved that Anfield is still the home of late miracles. 3 games, 3 stories, but one shared conclusion. Champions League pedigree is not a slogan. It's a legacy of moments, repeated year after year. And that's why PSG, Bayern, and Liverpool remain at the top, while so many others can only dream.